What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So the latest season of Assault Rumble, or the rehashed season, is actually here. Kind of crazy the way that things have gone because of the errors that had occurred in the previous season. They shortened that season and now have given us another season to go ahead and get these missions completed. These missions, of course, actually acquiring a lot of the Rumble tickets. If you complete all of them, I believe it's 12,000 Rumble tickets as well. There's some bounty you can go ahead and pick up. Definitely worth your time to go ahead and clear these, because red Rumble tickets are actually really difficult to come by, and by getting 12,000 every Rumble season, you're going to be able to accumulate these very quickly. And ultimately, the main reason why you want them is because you can use them to level up your Gather Island, to level up your cotton candy totems, to make sure that you can have more stats on your characters. So in today's video, we're going to go through all three of these bosses with the teams that I have currently built against them. We'll see how things go. Hopefully things go well. So let's go ahead and jump into it, and we'll get our first team sorted against Whitebeard. So this is my team right here. So this is a very similar looking team that we used in the first part of this season. The bench is a little obscure. Now, the reason why we run like these characters specifically on the bench, the way that I kind of think of it is, the sixth character, I want it to be like an actual character that can work with the team. And luckily, because the bosses are now the right typings, your rogue should work as intended. So he does do quite a lot of damage against Psi enemies, which all three of these enemies should be this time around. Now, as for the other two characters on the bench, what I like to do is I put just Rumble Legends that have really high HP stats. The main reason for that is because with the more HP that you have left on your team at the end of a run, the more points you get at Assault level max. So having characters on the bench, even if they never come into the fight, as long as they've got high HP, they actually will give you more points, which is crazy to think about. So you do keep that in mind. Also, against the Whitebeard boss, let's see here. He gives debuffs to characters that are fighter class. So you don't really want to be bringing fighter characters in this fight, because they're going to be dealt more damage and more debuffs against them. So without further ado, let's jump into it and see how this kind of performs. This is the team that I've been using. I did switch out. I had Rumble Rare Recruit Smoker on here before instead of Rogue. So I'm switching that out. The main five on the front line have all been performing pretty well. I'm relatively happy with how the front line kind of goes. And the thing is because of the 11th anniversary, like, a lot of people have been able to get the boosted units for the Rumble season. Things are going to be very interesting to see once a Rumble season comes out, where it's just a typical end-of-month batch, where people don't actually have the new batch and all those point boosters. Then things are going to be a little bit more annoying to try and rank up high, because if you have those boosters, yeah, it's very, very easy to get high up in these ranks. Alright, so let's see. Hopefully we can break our record and hopefully secure a really, really high score. So we'll see what happens here. Ace comes in, he does some damage, he also delays. That actually shouldn't be a problem, because we have Nami that is able to give our special back. And can she haste him to the top? It hasted Luffy Yamato, so we get another recharge of them. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess, but Luffy and Yamato only really provide great damage once it's, you know, the last 50 seconds of a battle. Sasaki's pretty good once we get these characters broken. We really, really want to see our Saturn go, because he has the ability to special bind the enemy. And special binding's really powerful as one of the main debuffs here, and that's unfortunate, as Whitebeard was able to go again. That really sucks. Finally, we get this ability to activate here. Special binding all of them, so Marco will not be using his special next. Unless if he comes up after his special bind is removed. We'll see. But now we're just kind of in that holding period. But this is going to be good, because Luffy Yamato is going to go and Nami's going to have a chance to launch. So if Nami can charge Luffy and Yamato back up again, that's going to be amazing. Let's see. Tesoro not ready yet. Saturn not ready yet. Okay, they're going to be using some specials here shortly. Whitebeard is ready to go, so that's going to start hurting. Nami got reversed, which is really bad. That's really, really bad. She's going to miss out on using her special there. Hopefully we can still get another Luffy Yamato to launch towards the end here. Okay, Sasaki doing okay damage here. Whitebeard needs to get broken still. Marco comes in and he's like, yeah, provoke, fix damage. Oh, Nami got knocked out. Yeah, that's really bad. Your Rogue, if he can launch in these last few seconds, I don't think he will, though. We do get the... Come on, where is he? There we go. Okay, another Luffy Yamato launch. That's awesome. Can we get Saturn go? Oh my god, Saturn's not gonna get a chance to go again. Yeah, that was not a great showing, honestly. It was pretty good. I feel like we got a little unlucky in terms of who got hit, and, you know, Nami getting special reverse did kind of suck, but let's see what we got. 3.4 million, which is not my highest, apparently. So let's see. I don't actually remember what my highest was on that fight. We should probably take note of that. I'll probably put it up on the screen so you guys would have seen what we got before. Okay, so next we're going to take on Monkey D. Luffy. My score on this one is 5.82, so we've gotten a pretty decent score on this one. So let's go ahead and challenge. And the team that I'm being using for this one is, let me go ahead and find it real quick, is this one right here. Now, the main reason why I like this team is because Robin and Koala go absolutely crazy. They do so much damage against this fight. So just a bit of a recap in terms of what you don't want to bring. Driven characters are the units you typically don't want to bring for this fight. Now, despite all of that, I do have S-Hawk on the bench because if he does come in and can randomly launch a special, that's pretty cool, but not expecting that to happen. Basically, we're just banking on Robin and Koala to do a ton of damage. We've got good defense with Shanks. We have Atlas, which can also output quite a lot of damage, and we want to try and get them into break status as soon as we possibly can, as it's going to enable the rest of our team to do insane amounts of damage. But we are kind of relying on the defensive capabilities of Shanks, which is pretty good, giving us attack, defense, the shield buff, obviously, and Nami, Karina being able to reverse their specials. But considering how fast the enemy is with their speed, like level 30 speed is ridiculous. That's honestly really, really harsh to deal with because they're going to be launching their attacks so quickly that a lot of the times Nami and Karina get kind of shafted. Let's see what happens here, though. Nami and Karina look like they might be able to launch their special here, but Luffy being able to launch so quick is just so annoying. So Nami, Karina can go here, but again, the fact that they have so much speed just means that they can't launch their special. That's so annoying. Alright, anyways, what else is happening here? Ivankov is ready to go. So Ivankov's okay. It's a 20 cost character, so I really like the fact that we have this. And of course, Cerebral do more damage towards these enemies as well, which is something to look out for. Cerebral being able to do so much damage, as well as Robin and Koala naturally doing so much damage against Free Spirit is so clutch. Yeah, big damage coming in there. And then let's see how much damage we get with the Robin Koala. Like, have a look at this. It's so much damage, dude. And especially when they're in break status, the damage is amplified even more. Luffy being able to launch again is so frustrating. Again, look, we're halfway through the game, and Nami Karina hasn't even launched a special yet. For some reason, this happens a lot. I don't know why it keeps happening, but it does. Okay, some special reverse happening there. Unfortunately, Luffy didn't get hit. Luffy's the one that we want to watch out for. And now we're just kind of in the holding pattern now to get another special. Shanks being able to go here would be so good. Unfortunately, Luffy launching again. Come on. Okay. And then we get Shanks after this. Hopefully Shanks launches next because we want some more defense because we are losing a lot of HP really quickly. Good. We really need that. Hopefully he targets Shanks. Sorry, I wanted him to target Zoro. Okay, Zoro launches. Okay, tank it. And then we get Atlas to go. Atlas is going to do a ton of damage. Hopefully put Zoro into break status. Ton of damage. We really need Robin and Koala to launch again. Oh my god, Robin Koala's almost dead. Okay. Robin Koala. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is good. Tons of damage from them. Nami Karina can go ahead and reverse some specials. Even though they do launch their specials really, really quickly. And Shanks just missed his special. Ivankov maybe. Okay, that's not too bad. That's actually pretty good. We didn't get any knockouts. The last time I did this, I actually did get a knockout. So let's see if we get a good score. 5.5 million? Just shy of what I did previously. So still a pretty good score, all things considered. But, yeah, damn. That's a little unfortunate. Again, just their speed is like the most annoying thing. Okay, so 5.4 million is what I scored here against Sakazuki. So let's go ahead and show the team that I'm using for this one. Again, very similar team to last season. I'm going to use the slashes against this one, even though I think it's slashes do more damage and Psy units do more damage. I am using Kuzan on the bench because he is the highest HP Rumble legend that I can put on a team, so just giving us more HP. And then, of course, we're not using a character such as Roger and Whitebeard because health cuts don't really do much against these enemies. And characters that are shooter class, I believe, right? I think it's shooter class characters are the ones that we have to watch out for. Yeah, it's right there at the bottom. Shooter class enemies HP down level 8. So if you bring shooter characters, they get reduced HP. I guess that does count for Kuzan on the bench, so technically it would be better to replace him. Let me replace him and we'll be right back. Okay, so this is the next best Rumble Rare Recruit I can use on the bench in terms of giving us amount of HP. So we don't have any shooters on our team this time around, so hopefully we don't get any debuffs for that character's health. And let's go. Let's do it. So shooter characters ideally are not what you want to bring here, and the fact that on the very first season of Assault Rumble when it first came out is like we could action bind the enemies and it just made things super easy. But they kind of realized that that was a really broken mechanic, so they realized that and they have nerfed that, so you can't action bind the enemies. So the only realistic way to kind of debuff the enemies to make it a whole lot easier is to special bind them. You can also confuse them. Those are probably the two best mechanics you can use. And considering how high the enemy speed is, honestly, paralysis might not even be a terrible option to reduce all of those normal attacks on the opponent's side of the field. Shanks being able to launch here first is quite good, giving us some extra defense. We'll definitely take that. And then we're going to get Odin to launch next. Definitely would have been better to get Zoro Sanji to launch so all of them can go together. And if we can get the Super Rumble special of Roger and Odin, Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban, that would be fantastic. So Sakazuki's going to give us that dot damage, which is obviously annoying, and this guy gives us a health cut. And as the match goes on, it's going to be even worse. And we actually did get the Super Rumble special in the first activation of Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban. That's fantastic. So that half stats, even though that does kind of suck actually, because the half stats is activated when we have already activated all of our special abilities. It does give us some extra defense though, technically, reducing the amount of attack that they're going to do against us. All of the enemies are almost at that point where they're at break status, which is kind of massive. Shanks is almost ready to go again. Okay, we're going to take another big hit there, which does kind of suck, but being able to have Shanks to launch is kind of huge because that's going to give us more defense, more offense. Odin is just going to miss on his special, but when S-Hawk comes back, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage against them. Odin actually was ready to go. Oh, that's right, because Shanks gave him some cooldown. Love to see it. So just Sakazuki is not in break status, so we want to make sure that we can get him down as well. Zoro Sanji is actually going to haste all of them. That's actually huge. Okay, this is a great setup right now. This is looking real good. So all of them are now hasted. Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban. Nice, big damage, and then S-Hawk. Beautiful. This is looking really nice. But now we have no specials, and we have to just survive these last 30 seconds. I don't know, this is going to be pretty rough. 50% health cut is insane, especially when the dot damage comes in, and then this guy does fixed damage. Double knockout is really bad for us here. Can we survive the last 20 seconds? The fact that we're taking so much damage means I don't think we're going to reach, like, the record that I had before. But, again, we'll see. You never know. If we can output enough damage, it probably doesn't matter. Okay, Odin going again, which is great. Sakazuki is still not in... Is he in break? I don't think he is. 4k fixed damage is crazy. Come on, Brooke. And then Pell's going to be able to go as well. Okay, now they're in break status. That's good. And then Pell will actually do pretty good damage at the end here. Yeah, not too bad. Not the greatest damage ever, but pretty decent. Odin's just going to miss. Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban. Oh, we just missed out on their special too. Okay, it wasn't the greatest run ever, but it was still pretty decent, I think. Let's see what our score was. Yeah, 4.2. Definitely nowhere near as good as what we had before, but still a good run, all things considered. Alright, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you guys liked this one. Definitely going to be interesting, as I said, once we get to future seasons of Assault Rumble, where we don't have the full boosters, because then it's going to be kind of interesting, because everyone's going to... more people will be on a level playing field, but because so many people have, you know, these boosted units here, especially if you have the Bonnie as well, then things are going to get kind of crazy. But hopefully you enjoyed this one. And if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.